Hello and welcome to Say Hi to the Future, a podcast aimed at highlighting the human side of ingenuity. My name is Ken Tenser, curator of Say Hi to the Future and CEO of SpyderWorks, a leading business consultancy for mid-market organizations and entrepreneurs globally. With me today is Louise De Laat, team manager of TU Ecomotive, a student team from the Eindhoven University of Technology that focuses on the future of sustainable mobility. Like this video if you enjoy the show and subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment with who we should interview next. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the show. Louise, welcome to Say Hi to the Future.
Hi, future.
So Louise, first of all, tell us about the Eindhoven University of Technology. We had Ewout on from Team Polar, who I believe you know as well. And I just want to know what makes your school and your program so incredible, because the students, the projects, the thinking, it's a hotbed for tomorrow.
Yeah, indeed. TU Eindhoven is a very special university where we really get inspired by our professors, but also by our fellow students. And the platform that TU Eindhoven has called Innovation Space, they really challenge us to follow our dreams and our ambitions by participating in student teams, such as TU Ecomotive or Team Polar, that you already met via Ewout, but also by creating your own projects and startups while doing your studies next to it. Eindhoven itself and our position at TUE is very powerful because Eindhoven is a city, an okay big city from compared with other cities here in the Netherlands. But we have a very nice section called Brainport Eindhoven. And within Brainport Eindhoven, a lot of high-tech companies are very closely involved with each other. Among those companies, we also can be part of that ecosystem via our student teams where we participate in. So that really boosts us and help us with this nice network to follow our dreams and to shape the future.
Very nice. So what did you study, or what are you studying?
Yeah, currently I'm studying industrial design and I'm still an undergrad. So I'm now in my final year of my bachelor's. So after my tour of the USA, I am now continue my graduation project within smart charging. So yeah.
Okay, so you are still an undergrad.
Yeah.
And you've been involved with a project called TU Ecomotive. Tell us a little about TU Ecomotive.
Yeah, TU Ecomotive is also a student team from the TU Eindhoven. And we as our student team, we focus already around 10 years about shaping the future of sustainable mobility. And that is something that we already did with 7 different teams among the TU Ecomotive. So within those 7 teams, each team developed a different proof of concept vehicle that has to do something with the automobile industry and the sustainability part of it.
So what type of, when you talk about sustainability in movement or in moving around, mobility, talk about, you said 7 different, what type of cars and what makes them different than what we're seeing today, and why are there 7?
So in 2012 we started with the car ISA, and ISA was one of the cars that really focused on practicality and efficiency. So it was already a very light vehicle, around 200 kilograms, and it was very special in that year. And among those timelines, we really focused on different topics such as bio-based materials, circularity, also waste, how you can integrate waste in vehicle, and then our ZEM project, which really focus on the zero emissions, what we can undertake within the development, but also the driving and the end of life of the vehicle.
Tell me a little bit about what circularity means. and sustainability in terms of mobility?
Circularity means that you can reuse and recycle your projects or your parts from vehicles in a very efficient way. Efficient mean in that way that you don't have extra waste while doing that circular project, but that you can go back to the source again. So you don't have to extra mine your materials to create new parts for your next generation vehicle that you are going to develop.
And does that also mean that when, let's say, these vehicles are on the road, when they reach their end of life, are the parts reusable? Are they recyclable? How does that work?
Our vehicle ZEM integrated an braking class, but also differentials from already existing vehicles, which people sold on Marktplaats. That is a platform where people can trade each other projects with each other. It is possible to already reuse certain parts from already old existing cars that are not driving anymore to new vehicles, and that is something that we really would like to showcase, that it can be done, and that people don't have to make every time a new part for their new vehicle. It can be way efficient.
So you are reusing what exists and you are creating something that can ultimately be reused or recycled in some way.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, tell us a little bit about the cars and how, they might differ from what's out there. Are they electric? Are they solar? Are they all of the above? Like what sets them apart from a car that might already be on the market?
Yeah, to focus on all the sound cars that we create is maybe hard to outline. Nah, maybe I can try. So our cars that we developed are electric, so they are driving on modular batteries. Next to that, we really are testing the industry by showcasing them that it is possible to be circular, really have a high reusability and recyclability within the vehicle itself, but also implementation of new smart technologies that can really further lower the footprint of the current vehicles that already exist. Because what I really found shocking about the fact that driving electric doesn't mean that you're already green as a company, as a car manufacturing. And you can be way more greener by only switching from gasoline cars to electric vehicle cars. I think you have to look at the full life cycle of the vehicle, but also products that you are developing. So where we really focused with ZEM on is that we looked at the car manufacturing driving phase and end of life and focused on how we can lower the CO2 emissions of those phases by implementing smart technologies. That is also the way that we really would like to challenge a little bit the industry. Like, hey, think a little bit more smarter on the resources that you already have around you, and don't compensate by, hey, we are green because we are driving electric, or by planting trees. Do it also a little bit in a more smarter and effective way starting with your own production line.
Now, when you talk about, and I think that's a great point, that moving, from gasoline or carbon based to battery, or it doesn't necessarily make you green or as green as you can be. How about the batteries themselves? That seems to be still a little controversial, like the battery's end of life.
Yeah, indeed. To really rephrase again on my focus again on our own project. For our project, we work together with a company called Cleantron, also from our Brainport Eindhoven district, and they've developed already batteries that are fully or 95% recyclable. So what they do, they create a battery package that can be de-assembled within the package itself, the electronics, the cabling, but also the lithium package. So at the end of life of that battery, you can really streamline those two waste streams, and you can really look at the reusability of those streamlines. So lithium package will have another purpose eventually, not in the cars, because the efficiency of that lithium will be lower because you use it for a long time in your vehicle, but it can be used for other types of manners. Look around you, we have everywhere lithium-ion batteries that we use within our electronic devices. So then, you can outsource this on different types of industries. But still, people are also working on how we can replace that lithium, because lithium is not that well for the environment. So are already a lot of things happening around, like, hey, how can we be more sustainable in creating batteries, but also how can we be more sustainable in the end of life of batteries? Yeah.
Okay. And you said something very interesting, because you're working with somebody else at BrainPower at that sort of incubator innovation space. What does it take? I mean, obviously, it's a student team. How do you get the funding? How do you build the cooperations that you need to bring this to life?
Yeah, or the Technical University of Eindhoven plays a big role in that, because we are like under the wings of the university. They also provide us a lot of contacts between different types of companies that are within the Brainport Eindhoven region. But next to that, it really depends every year on which new clients and partners you would like to undertake within your new venture, your new development. Because this year we worked on ZEM with additive technology for the first time, and we really had to outsource to a whole different type of partners. So it starts also with your own student team on what type of targets you would like to reach, and then go big or go home. That's something that I learned from my tour in America. But you really have to be bold for your team and as your team by also step front to a partner, like, hey, we have something very great going to be happening. We are developing the first CO2 neutral car in the world. Would you like to join together with us within this journey, and would you like to develop this even more with each other? And that is like the first conversation that you will have then with your future partners.
Very good. Go bold or go home. I have heard that, and I think it sounds like you are doing that. So you have incredible support from the university. I'm sure you have some corporate partners that also support.
Yeah, for example, this year we had PwC also as a partner. They helped us they supported us really financial within the project that we developed. But next to that, also New Ways, a very big partner here in the Netherlands that worked on the electronics, such as NXP as well. So also, if you look at our website, you see a lot of partners that helped it with different components of the vehicle itself. So it don't have to be always money to fund us and to support us, but it can also be knowledge and support of materials and products that we can implement in our vehicle. Yeah.
So on top of the partners, on top of the university, there's this team. And you already mentioned before, I mean, this project has been going on for, I believe, over a decade in different iterations.
Yeah.
Now, considering you're in your, undergrad, I'm guessing you weren't there 10 years ago. So
no.
how is the team developed, and how do you create the continuity as you graduate and new team members come on?
Yeah, that is very funny, because we are now in the same transition as I was before I started with ecomotive. So in the tenure that we exist, and we switch between different proof of concept and teams, because each team has his own concept. So each team has their own diversity of students that would like to get involved with ecomotive. So I think September 2021, we really started by recruiting different types of students here from the Technical University, but also from Applied Science at Fontes, also a school nearby here. Then you really reach out to different students from different faculties, like, hey, are you interested to really work together on this amazing car that we would like to develop. Now, not even car, you are really selling to ecomotive as student team. So like, hey, would you like to take a part of shaping the future of automotive sustainability together? Or because after recruiting, you are going to conceptualize together with the new team. I think the power of switching every year with a team, it also gives new influences. That's why we're also different compared to the other cars that we already developed, because we worked with a whole new team of different types of students. But it also brings a lot of challenges because we did developed SEM in less than 1 year. Yeah, it is still a car, so that is the transition that will remain the same. Like, okay, how to develop your drivetrain and braking, steering, etc. That stays the same, but the whole concept around the car and that we really would like to reach in terms of sustainability, yeah, that interchanges every year, and that is something that we are now also pushing to the new team. So we are in transition of the ZEM project to the new team that are making their own project again. And we give them, yeah, tips and advice by, hey, maybe start earlier on developing your drivetrain or testing your electronics. Also the data that will be transferred also well on our drive, so they can build off on the things that we also already developed. But still, I think they are not going to continue with the ZEM project. They are really going to start with a new, yeah, a type of journey that we also did.
You're talking about a lot of the technical people on the team, but what is the breadth of it? I mean, is everybody technical? Is everybody from engineering or applied
No,
science?
no, not at all. Yeah, we are all engineers, but we have also a lot of engineers that are more focusing on the PR side of our company student team. It looks a lot of, it is familiar with the company, and that's something that we also get a little bit hooked with. But eventually, we are a student team that are built of students. So yeah, but no, we are also working with communication students, also with financial students from industrial engineering. So yeah, no, you have a whole bunch of different students together in our team.
And how did you become part of the team? Were you recruited? Did you show an interest? Like, what is the process?
Yeah, it was via a WhatsApp message from the previous car team before me. It was the Luca team, the car that is made out of waste. Yeah, I was like a little bit in between my studies. I was like, I really would like to look further in what where I'm capable of. So, I'm really a designer? Which type of designer am I? So that's something that I really would like to outsource more next to my studies by participating in the student team. But yeah, I was firstly recruited as account manager in our student team, but eventually I became team lead. So that's very crazy how that, yeah, changed along the way.
Congratulations. It seems like an incredible, position, and it seems like an incredible thing that you're doing. And as team leader, you recently took the team on a tour of the US.
Yes, yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Also the US is also sponsored with new type of partners that reached out to us like, hey, would you like to have a tour? That was arranged by the Coast to Coast Foundation, that are really focusing on how we can cross entertain different continents and counties with each other in making the planet more sustainable. Yeah, we really did coast to coast. So we traveled from New York to San Francisco by having seminar trailer, and we trailered the whole ZEM vehicle through different type of companies, but also consulates, also schools. So not only universities, but also high schools and elementary schools. And yeah, we reached out to as much as people and different people as possible. It is not always fancy pantsy like high business meetings, but also like, yeah, we were also in development districts with elementary schools to really showcase the younger future of, yeah, future engineers, like, hey, if you are dreaming, you keep dreaming big, you really can reach
So
your dreams. Yeah.
you loaded up the car, and maybe before you tell us, you've mentioned ZEM a little bit now. So you went over with the ZEM model. Tell us a little bit specifically about the ZEM model of
Yeah.
sustainable mobility or sustainable
Yeah.
automation.
So ZEM stands for zero emission mobility, and that's something that we really would like to outreach to the industry, the world. Like, hey, it is possible to really lower the emissions of the development of the vehicle, but also the driving and the end of life. So those three life phases of the vehicle, and how they can be eventually net zero. So by implementing different type of smart technologies in those different phases, we reduce the footprint of our vehicle. So in the car manufacturing, we really focus on the implementation of additive manufacturing. So already reusable or recycled granulates are integrated in the manufacturing process, and can be recycled again at the end of life of our vehicle. So our car is 80% 3D printed and 80% can be fully recycled. Next to that, we have the driving phase. So along the driving phase, we implemented bidirectional charging with solar panels to make the energy more circular and green. So we really could give also energy from our car to houses or other types of buildings, but also could store green energy and in our vehicle itself. And next to that, we also, in the driving phase, we implemented a technology called CO2 capturing, carbon dioxide capturing. So ZEM cleans the air while driving. And yeah, that also helps us by offsetting our CO2 emissions and make them even lower among the life spent of this vehicle.
3D printing for 80% recyclability. You capture through solar energy, which could actually be reused,
Yeah.
and you are cleaning the air.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different than what we've been used to. That's incredible.
Yeah, the leather from our car seats are made out of pineapple leather. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, wow. So how real is that now? Like, how real to production is that now?
Yeah, we did it as undergrad, so I think the reader will not get really enough by telling that we as very inexperienced students are capable of making that type of car. Sam exists, Sam drives, and we drove some parts also with Sam on circuits on our tour, because it's still not road legal, but it is because of other technical things that we had to do before our tour that we could not do because of the lack of time that we had. But yeah, it is what we really would like to showcase, is that to really think outside of the box. It was not selling Sam in the United States, or still now it is not selling Sam to the world, but more like inspire people with our journey and our story, how we did it at a very young students with ambition dreams, and that we still were capable with a nice ecosystem that we have here in Eindhoven to develop this amazing vehicle, if I may say.
Well, I think you may. I think it sounds like a very amazing vehicle. And you did this all within a school year, basically.
Yeah, less than a year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing too. um, so this is what you brought on tour. You toured the U.S., you said, from coast to coast, everything from elementary school to more senior business oriented showings or meetings. How do you even set that up?
Yeah. So on the 21st and the 22nd of July, we did our final presentation in Eindhoven to our partners, but also our friends and family, to really release the concept ZEM and to showcase our car. But afterwards, we had like 1 or 2 weeks to pack ZEM back again in a container and to ship it to the United States. And that is something that we really couldn't do alone with the Coast to Coast Foundation. They really helped us by setting up the whole tour. So whom we are going to meet there in the United States, and the whole tour planning itself, logistics, etc. So keeping or being on time for the ship, etc. That was on our take. So we also had to plan a little bit that side of our ZEM project, but and as well getting the finances. So Coast to Coast also sponsored us on that part, but we also needed to recruit more partners within our tour itself. Yeah.
And what is Coast to Coast?
Yeah, Coast to Coast is a foundation that is created by the province of North Holland here in the Netherlands. And they created this by really focusing on how we can cross on interchange more business, more knowledge and technologies from the United States to the Netherlands in a very nice and fun way. And they're already also existing 10 years, and they promoted already some previous vehicles, such as the Storm motorcycle. That was 5 years ago. They developed a full electric motorcycle with modular battery package. But also the old team from Lex Hoefsloten, currently right now the CEO of a very promising company called Lightyear. So they really promoted different types of student teams within this in this USA tour. Yeah.
That's again an incredible support for you and for your team. What were some of the reactions? Like, how do they differ? Like, because I mean, elementary school, you could have some 5, 6, well, not 5-year-olds, but 7, 8-year-olds, and to
Yeah.
the business level. What were some of the reactions when you described to them, as you did, about the pineapple leather, about
Yeah.
recapturing and cleaning the air?
Yeah. About the pineapple letter, there was like one small kid that ran up to us, can I eat the pineapple then in the car seat? But yeah, you get like really interesting questions, like also standardized questions such as how fast can the car go, not only from younger kids but also from adults. And from the adults, you say like, hey, that's not the point where we are meeting right now with you. That it's really to give you an understanding like what sustainability mean within the automotive structure. So those conversations you have more with businesses and with consultancies and universities, but high schools and elementary schools, you're really focusing on like what is global warming, what is sustainability, and how it can be go back to develop a vehicle such as ZEM, and also the concept like, hey, our car is made out of PET. So then you hold a plastic bottle and say to the kid like, hey, this is your plastic bottle and can be integrated and used as a material for building this car. And then you get some very fun and nice reactions. Yeah.
What is the next major goal then for TU Ecomotive?
Yeah, so as I already explained, we are now working on the new team. So the new team are going to create their own vehicle, such as we did with ZEM. Have still some small events and business meetings as well here in the Netherlands with our ZEM project to really showcase our story. Maybe a Europe tour as well, because it was a big success in the United States. Yeah, this also coming home again for a lot of students. Also, a lot of students need to work further with their studies and redo those again or continue those again. And that's about it.
And as our time comes to a close here on Say Hi to the Future, Louise, what's next for you? I mean, here you are in your last year of undergrad. You've achieved in a year what many don't achieve in 20 years or more.
Yeah.
What is next?
Yeah. Also coming home first. I saw my family and boyfriend for a long time now, so it's really to get together with friends and family again, focusing on the remaining months of my study and finish that study. Yeah, then I'm still very attached to one of the technologies within ZEM that I maybe really would like to further optimize and start a startup with. But that is still in the far future. Just be back in the Netherlands and yeah, see what comes around again within my life. Yeah.
Very nice. Well, I would say good luck, but I don't think you need luck. I think you have so
All
much
luck is welcome.
tenacity. I know luck
Thank
is
you very
always
much.
good, but you
Yeah.
have so much tenacity and smarts. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and thank you again for being on Say Hi to the Future, and just best of luck, I will say, on everything.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ken, for being here at your podcast. And it was a blast to really have this nice conversation with you.
Thank you.